I kept looking for a solution that worked for all, the building owners, the business owners, the cyclists. One thing I can say for sure, if we could learn to set aside politics, listen to each other, and set aside our differences, and just focus on finding solutions, Kankakee and the world will be a better place. Good evening. My name is Marczak. Tonight may be my last night talking about this bike lane issue. This past week I lost my voice and I was concerned I would not be able to speak. I wondered who would be my voice, who would speak for me. Reflecting on that made me think of two building owners that I found out were in the hospital. They needed a voice. I have stood before you along with George from Johnny's Pizza.
We need our parking and we don't need to close the street anymore, all right? Because all you're doing is closing people out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Bob Cross from the Love Bookstore.
For us, the parking is critical. I have a lot of senior customers. When the farmer's market shuts the street down, I lose business. And I'm on the edge, always have been on the edge of staying open.
Lynn Jaffe, all our building and business owners concerned with the loss of parking with this project. I will say this once again, this was never about politics. This was never personal. This was about hope and finding a solution and doing the right thing. At this point, if anyone can't see that East Avenue is a safer road versus Schuyler, then I don't know what else to say. We have talked about the loss of parking, how it will affect businesses. We talked about safety and provided enough information on the dangers of a road like Schuyler. We held a video presentation giving each of you firsthand view of what it's like to ride on Schuyler. I have asked many of you if you would let your children or grandchildren, even with a bike lane, ride on Schuyler. And the answer was no. So this should be a very easy decision to move the lane to a road less traveled, like East or West Avenue. Just this past week, we had another car accident with multiple injuries on Schuyler, down by No Dogs. Schuyler Avenue is not comfortable nor the place for inexperienced riders or children. I myself would never ride on Schuyler with a child, and many others have said the same thing if you install a bike lane there. Installing a conventional bike lane on Schuyler will not only remove parking, but it is a road to nowhere and may just be a road to disaster. What will be the cost for keeping this lane safe? Will they need to sweep the lane every day to make sure it is safe when this is installed? Last week I observed a car in front of me that had the lower rocker trim hanging off, exceeding about 4 feet to the side. If somebody was on that bike lane, they would have not known what hit them, and that's on video. So think about the liability or maintenance when installing such lanes. The city of Chicago has had several lawsuits, and we're trying to use recreational immunity where a city is not liable or negligent to keep with the upkeep of a bike lane. Essentially trying to extend a ruling made by the Illinois Supreme Court in the case. A cyclist sued the township when he was thrown from a bike when his wheel got stuck in a gap. The Supreme Court did rule that cyclists are permitted rather than intended users of Illinois roadways. And as such, municipalities aren't responsible for maintaining roads in a manner that is safe for bicycling. That is what we have now, folks. With that being said, the cyclist is riding on Schuyler Avenue right now, and he hits a defect in the road. The Illinois Supreme Court says the city of Kankakee, for the most part, is exempt. Absent signs or other markings specifically indicating for bicycle use that it was intended, because cyclists are not intended users. But the day we create a specially marked area for bikes, we as a community show that bikes are an intended user of the streets, increasing the liability of the city of Kankakee. Municipalities are still liable for injuries to the cyclists that occur on a marked or signed bike route due to the maintenance issues. Also, a city bus is another issue, as they will be blocking the lanes at stops, forcing the cyclists into the traffic. The shovel is in the ground on Schuyler Avenue. The time is to take action now and make a difference in our community. The cyclist gets a safer road. The businesses keep their parking. Look at how many empty buildings we have. The time to act is now, because it is the right thing to do for all. I guess I'm different because I do not look at any of you as left or right. I look at you as decision makers, and it's time to make a decision on this. We still have time for this. The bike lane thing will be the last to go on this. Putting the green paint on the street is what we're talking about here. I don't understand why we can't compromise when I'm told cyclists use East Avenue.
Hi, my name is Josie Alaniz. I am on 155 South Schuyler Avenue, the old Jimmy Holmes building. And most of you probably don't understand why Lance is so hyper and has so much passion about this, but I do. I owned a little store there for a long time. I worked really, really hard, and I had to close it, but now I have a renter there who has given up everything to try to make their little business work. It's not going to work if you guys do this. We need parking. It's funny because I had asked Stacy when she was our alderman if she could help us with that parking, and now you guys are actually trying to take it away from us. It's really unfair. The town is cute, and you guys have done a lot of nice things for it, but there's really more important things in Kankakee that need to be done. I really think that if you do this, it will hurt all of the businesses there.
As I have stated before, most small businesses are one tax or one fee from closing. Most operate on the edge.
Hi, good evening. My name is Carissa Gornell, and I reside on Schuyler Avenue in one of the apartments. I have previously had a business on Schuyler that I did have to close. I'm not saying that it was due completely to parking, because there are many challenges to a business.
We need to do all we can to help them downtown. Just last night, a downtown pizza business posted on Facebook they will close by the end of the month if things do not turn around. They put their life savings into that business. They are very nice people in a very nice place with plenty of parking. Yes, the parking lot looks full. We go there for lunch. The place is full, and yet they still may close. Think about it the next time you impose another fee. So unless you have owned a small business, you don't know how little small businesses operate on. So think very, very hard about the other businesses that are telling you that removing parking will have an effect, because I can tell you for sure that others will be closing. That is why I'm here again tonight. I don't want to be up here. I have other things to do.
So I too have gone through the heartache of having to close a business, and over the past several years while I've been closed, I've actually been saving money and have the intent to buy property in the downtown area, because I do believe in the dream that many of you have, and I do want to support it. But one thing that would definitely affect that decision is the availability of parking, so that people have access to the stores, that they can get to it conveniently. I also do shop and eat and dine and support the local businesses. I believe it would be a little difficult, especially in the winter, walking, several blocks to try to get to them. So just considering that there needs to be accessibility, because I have been a business owner and I am currently a customer to these businesses. And just to rethink how we can not take away from the parking, but still continue with the dream of making it beautiful, making it accessible, making it a place that people do want to visit. Because I am very much with you in that dream, and look forward to working together with all of you in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you.
Embrace all of them. Help them, never forget them. All of us are part of the community. People still care. All of us are wanting a better community. So take action on relocating the bike lanes on a road less traveled, East or West Avenue. They are the safer roads. People vote and complain but will not get involved. A lot of people have forgotten what community is, but rest assured, we still have people that are passionate and do care about Kankakee. That is community. That is something we can build on. We need to have more interaction with our neighbors as well as our leaders. You can't do it alone. When we can embrace each other and have open discussions, even when we have different views, and not disrespect each other, that is when we will start solving problems together as a community. I've had the opportunity to get to know some of you over the years, and now others on a personal level because of this. I can say without a doubt, Kankakee has great leaders, and you do care. You do listen. You have a tough job to do. Every decision we make in life, no matter how big or small, has an effect to everybody around us. My intentions have always been doing what's right, not only on this, but in life as well. I kept looking for a solution that worked for all, the building owners, the business owners, the cyclists. One thing I can say for sure, if we could learn to set aside politics, listen to each other, and set aside our differences, and just focus on finding solutions, Kankakee and the world will be a better place. Thank you for embracing those who challenge you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your service. That's all I can say in this matter. Now it's up to you.
Alderman Crawford.
Yes, I got a couple comments here. First, I'd like to thank Lance. I came here and there a little bit. I've been a business owner for 35 years now, and 15 years ago, the farmers market came, and it's been a great market. It's been very successful, but it took my parking away. And 15 years ago, I had to move my business because of the parking. The parking that I always used was where the farmers market's at. I agree with you 100%. I think taking the parking away on the 100 block north, 100 south, 200 south will hurt the businesses. I think the streetscaping is a great idea. It's a great plan. I would like to see that bike path possibly get moved. I don't know if it's possible now or not.
Anybody? Alderwoman Kennedy.
Bike lane. I too would like to know if it's possible that we could reconsider putting the bike lanes on those 3 blocks. I went to, my mom broke her ankle back in December, and I've been taking her to therapy. I can't even imagine watching these people come in and out of access who are going for therapy, trying to walk from those parking lots that are designated as city parking lots when they're trying to go to therapy, when they're on walkers and things like that. I've spoken to several of the business owners within this 3 block radius also, who have stated that they are very concerned about the parking. So I'm thinking, I know we didn't purposely not talk to our business owners, but I would like to know if it's possible to actually move this bike lane to another area. So that's something that I know it's come up several times. I do agree with what's been presented in reference to the bike lane. So I would like to actually entertain moving the bike lane.
Alderman Tall.
Yes, as far as the bike lane, anything that comes before the council can be amended. You know, we keep talking about we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that, but this council has the right to amend anything that comes before it. We've done it before. We've had work orders that come before us. We had, you know, all kinds of things that's come before this body. I think it's only fiscally responsible to look at everything that comes before us. If it's a mask or whatever it is, we need to look at how we spend our dollars. We are the representatives of the City of Kankakee. So, under my understanding, in looking at our municipal code, we are the ones who are fiscally responsible for the city. So be that, you know, there are some recommendations that I think we should be making. All credit cards, all billings should come before this council for approval, regardless of who it is and what it is. That's my opinion.
Alderman Osenga.
And Mayor, I wasn't going to say anything, but since we're talking about the bike path again, I was in Florida in February, and there's bike paths everywhere down there, everywhere you look. But I can tell you, people don't use them because there's so much traffic down there. Everybody you see is riding on the sidewalks. And there's one road called Daniels. It's 3 lanes one way, 3 lanes the other. And they drive 50 miles an hour down there. You never see anybody on the bike path. And I make jokes about it as we drive down there because of everything that's being discussed here in the last 2 to 3 months about this. You know, I say to my wife and my friends, would you ride a bike on this? And they go, oh no, because you're taking your life in your hands by doing that. And the last week I was down there, before I left, 2 people were hit on bikes and killed in Fort Myers, Florida. So I'm not opposed to the bike path. I've talked about it before. We need some compromise here that maybe we could move it to another location, and I would ask the council and the engineers and everybody involved in this project to please take another look at this. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn Jaffe.
I just want to say that I still so would like to see the bicycle path put down East Avenue. I'd love to see that for the Music Fest. I'd love to see it because I don't think it would cause any problems. I don't think anybody would get hurt. I've got 2 of my tenants are here today, Corin and Jerika Clark. And so they're on North Schuyler, and they're opening, they have a new shop that just opened, and it's called The Palace. And I'm trying to lobby for them to keep their parking spaces as well in front of the building there. Magnum Insurance, I guess they didn't come tonight. They were going to talk to about their parking spaces, but I don't see them anywhere. But they have something up in their store that I just thought was really neat, and it was a saying, and it says, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who usually do. So I would just love to see it put down East Avenue is all I really want to say tonight. So thank you. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would like all of you to reflect on this, not only tonight, but as long as you're in a leadership position. Great leaders are great listeners. Great leaders recognize that knowledge and wisdom are not gained by talking, but by listening. I am here with the hopes that some of you might actually listen tonight.